Are you there, Steve?
Yeah, I'm here.
I don't know why, but my webcam's making me look blue.
Just talk, as loudly and clearly as you can.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, that's perfect right there.
All right.
All right. We got 1 minute. I'll say 30 seconds. Don't say anything until I ask Gabriel, are you out there?
All right. Okay.
And we're back. If you're just tuning in, this is Alternative Frequencies. I'm your host, Stephen Hill. And my next guest, for those of you who have read my book, Something Unseen, The True Story of My Haunting, you'll remember the medium I featured in the book, Gabriel. And Gabriel's got an interesting story to share with us. And the question it raises with me is monitoring our social media posts. Gabriel, are you out there?
I certainly am. Hi, Steve. How are you?
I'm just fine. I appreciate you coming on Alternative Frequencies on such short notice. But I wanted to share this story and see if we can get to the bottom of what's going on here.
All right.
Could you tell us how this started? I believe you posted something on Facebook.
Yeah, it's not the first time. Anytime, well, I run Ageless Knowledge, agelessknowledge.com, agelessknowledge.tv, and I have a little show called News to Grow By. I also have Seeds for the Soul, and we're getting ready to launch another one called 100 Days of Consciousness. But anyhow, we have a lot of different shows, but those are my shows. Anyhow, I just done a quick little alternative news snippet using different graphics from the webs relating to different stories. And a lot of them had to do with genetically modified organisms, GMOs, and Monsanto. And as before, the other two times when I went to advertise it, it was taken down immediately. When I went to upload it to YouTube, it was removed immediately. When I went to advertise it on Facebook 5 different times, they took it down no matter how I worded it. And so, yep, it's Ageless Knowledge. It's facebook.com/Ageless Knowledge. And we also took it out on my Gabrielle page and our Eastern Paranormal page. As you know, I run Eastern Paranormal. And they removed it from all of them. But it wasn't just this one, and it's not just me. A lot of people in this arena are saying that they're removing their stuff, anything that mentions GMOs or Monsanto. We went to a simple little Monsanto march here in Wilmington, NC, and they removed that. They gave me a really hard time about that one. And all it was just 2 or 3 minutes of the people holding up the signs and us marching. There was nothing slanderous there. There was no infringing on anybody's rights. And they gave us a hard time about that video. So it's going on. You can tag anything. You can put Monsanto in it, GMOs. If you really, really want them to stop it immediately, you can put Alex Jones's name in there or InfoWars, and it gets snagged just immediately. I found that out when I did the March one. But they are censoring our videos.
Well, this is a little bit different topic for the show. I want to discuss it because I find it quite disturbing and very interesting. Now, for those of you who may not know, GMO stands for genetically mutated organisms.
Modified.
Monsanto is a company that genetically mutates these organisms for, in this instance, wheat. I'm going to share with you next, and this just in from, let's see here, where did I find this post? This just posted today from singularity.com. Monsanto unapproved GMO wheat escapes from the lab in lawsuits followed. It goes on to say that this genetically altered wheat was found in a farmer's field. No one knows how it got there. This is of concern, it says, especially to farmers. It raises a larger question if genetic modification is a feature. How would we control our creations? This is very interesting. One of the things you can read it yourself, but again, it's singularityhub.com. Gabriel, when your post was removed by Facebook, did they give you any explanation as to why?
Not really. They just said that it was being pulled. I posted it on my Facebook what they said, but no, they gave me no reason. They didn't cite us for hateful speech. They didn't cite us for any kind of infringement. They just said that they weren't accepting it for advertising. The one that I got from YouTube said that it wouldn't have any viewership, and I thought that was pretty funny. So obviously we had a lot of hits today. It's just a 3-minute clip. We had over 200 hits on live stream. So I don't know where it's at now. It could be a lot more than that. So obviously somebody had an interest in it.
I think many people have an interest in it, and I think that is really odd that you would get your post removed like that from Facebook.
What?
Facebook, for example, says your video will not get any views.
Yeah, that was on YouTube.
I've got 60-something videos on Facebook. It's stalker 57 on Facebook, on YouTube. And I find that very odd that they would send you such a message.
Yeah, I'm actually going to pull up the message they sent me because I did post it, and I'll read it to make sure that I'm accurate. But because I saved the messages and posted them today as I got them, and here's what it said. It says your promotion was not approved. It will still be shown in the news feeds of many of the people who like your page, but it won't be promoted. That's what I said. Facebook gave me no reason. YouTube said that I wouldn't have. Let's see, let me find that message. I saved it too. It was a stranger message, and it basically, let's see, let me see, I found it. Let's see, is that it? No. Well, I'm not finding that one right now because my computer, we're having really bad storms here. It had went off right before you called. But the point is that people need to know what's in their foods. A lot of people are just waking up to the fact that they're eating GMOs. A lot of people don't realize that Monsanto owns about, I want to say it's around 85 to 90% of the seeds out there. Monsanto is also the company that produced Agent Orange during the Vietnam War. We have such a sharp rise in autism here in the United States right now and around the world. Some people believe it is because of vaccines, and some people believe it's because of what we're putting into our bodies. If you do not know what GMOs are, you need to Google it and look it up. Type in GMOs, Monsanto, or GMOs and food, and look at what they're putting into your food and what they're doing to your food.
Well, now, Gabriel, do you think this was somehow Big Brother oriented, these removal of deletions, the comments you got when you tried to post your video?
Absolutely. Monsanto has bought the the firm Blackwater. I don't know why a food company would need Blackwater, but a lot of people that are really heavy in the GMO area, in the anti-GMO area, are claiming that they're being stalked by Blackwater. I sent you the article and the interview with that person. And so absolutely, I firmly believe that ageless knowledge is being censored. We've had 3 videos taken down. We've been blocked. And it's simply, and it's the only time it ever happens to us is when we do GMO videos. It's the only time.
Well, that is very odd indeed, especially you can almost promote anything on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. You can.
Going around that the government's fault for this, but I know it's a publicly traded company.
There is. A lot of people believe the government owns Facebook. A lot of people believe the government owns Google. Google owns YouTube. And what I can tell you is that we have suffered with censorship with AdSense. We have suffered it with Facebook. I'm not sure that they do or that they do not, but I can tell you that with the NSA stuff that's come out, it really makes you wonder. You used to think of these people in full hats as kind of goofy and stuff, and somebody just sitting around really obsessing about this kind of stuff. But you really, really start to wonder when your stuff starts getting censored immediately. And it's just not right. We should be able to post what we want. We consider ourselves an alternative media organization. And we should be able to put news out there without having it being censored. Everybody has a right to know what's in their food.
No, I agree with that. But I watch your videos on live stream because that's the only place they'll let you post it. And it's not any hate speech.
No, not at all.
It just stays somewhere.
That's it.
So I guess the censorship is to keep the facts from us.
That's it. You know, and Steve, you're a grandfather for the first time here recently. You need to really look into what's in your grandchild's baby formula. I think you're going to be quite shocked. Our children are being poisoned in the womb. They're being poisoned at birth. And it appears to be an intentional poisoning.
Well, you know, what I'd like to bring up if seeds are genetically altered, and, you know, that's if you have to buy these seeds from this company, that kind of gives them a monopoly on food supply. Now, I can see it turning into that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I have 2 organic gardens, and I use heirloom or heritage seeds. I would suggest that people buy heirloom and heritage seeds and start saving their own seeds. To corn. I love corn. You know, 88% of the corn that you buy out there is genetically modified. And that's really scary. And you think, well, I'll just avoid corn. Well, think about everything that corn maize is in. If you start reading the ingredients, it's just crazy. You know, Europe has gone on to it. They've banned GMOs. I just don't understand why we can't even get simple laws passed to give us the right to even know what's in there. Not even ban it, but just to give us a right to know what's in the food we're buying.
Well, I agree with you. Also, I feel like freedom of speech right is stepped on books by some type of power that has control over these social media outlets.
Absolutely, and we're not a radical group. Some groups are kind of radical and calling for this and calling for that. What we're really just calling for is educating people on the subject matter. That's it. You know, get out, read your labels, find out what you're eating, and make educated decisions on what you're putting into your body and feeding your family.
I think more people, only because of the economics, only because of what we've been discussing, what you're putting in your body. Now we're doing things like having raising chickens, producing their own eggs. But I find it funny that a farmer can farmers markets have been almost shut down because of the foods not approved by the FDA. Have you found that?
There was also an article people can Google by the grocer that came out in September of 2012 that showed a lot of the rats that had been fed GMO products that come out with tumors and stuff. It's just horrible, horrible pictures. And it shows the effects of Monsanto's Roundup weed killer on these animals. Look at the rate of autism. Look at the rate of intestinal issues. I mean, everybody's having IBS, diverticulitis, just all kinds of like major stomach and intestinal issues. And I really, really believe it's because of that. And processed foods, they're just full of them. You know, try doing simple things. Try just buying organic milk. Try removing wheat out of your diet. And just start simple and work your way up.
That is good advice, and it makes me wonder what's next.
Well, you know, there's a lot, me and you were discussing this, a lot of stuff that they're doing with the DNA out there. And it's kind of like a Franken-science that's going on. My husband calls GMOs Frankenfoods, and you know my husband very well. And because you've traveled with us, you've stayed here at our home and whatnot. And he's not a health nut. He's not a health junkie normally. But he is just really taking this very seriously. When we go grocery shopping, he really pushes for me to grocery shop at Whole Foods. He really pushes if we go into a regular grocery store like Harris Teeter or somewhere. The man is driving me crazy reading the labels. I never thought my husband would be a label reader, especially with his eyesight. But he'll carry a magnifying glass and he'll start reading the labels. That's how paranoid he is about what he's taking into his body, because once we cut them out and we're eating healthier, we cut all of our wheat out, we cut out as much GMO as possible. All his stomach problems, they just cleared up instantly. And you don't even realize how bad you feel until you get that stuff out of you.
Yes, exactly. We do need to eat healthier, and I'm not sure this GMO is the amazing good. When the men in the black helicopter start showing up at your house and mine, then we'll know for sure that we're being censored by a big brother. Gabriel, haven't many people in the chat room asking what your website is. I know that your computer
Yeah, my computer shut down and I didn't sign into chat. I normally do. Sorry, you guys. But our website is agelessknowledge.com or agelessknowledge.tv. Either one will work.
Okay, I'm trying to multitask here. agelessknowledge.com.
Yep. It's agelessknowledge.com or .tv.
Well, I spelled it right. I did get it in there. agelessknowledge.com. You can check out that video on agelessknowledge.com.
Yeah, it's listed under News to Grow By. And like I said, it was no big deal. It was just a 3-minute video, just alternative news headlines. I really just don't understand what the big deal was. It just is ridiculous.
Well, you know, we're so involved, Gabriel, with abortions. You know, they put trials on TV nationally, public trials. They put, other things on TV. You know, we're all too worried about what the Kardashians are doing, or who's dancing with the stars, or who's the next American Idol. And I think that, you know, when someone comes out with a controversial question or something that makes people question, such as your video has, I can see why someone would want to stifle you and step on your freedom of speech rights and disguise it as a social media problem. You know, if I'm going to post your video, it won't get many hits. That sounds bogus to me. I expect it will get a million hits.
I also wanted to tell people when they're shopping, because a lot of people are like, well, in there, because your show's a paranormal show normally, are probably like, well, how do I not buy GMOs and stuff? You can Google and find out tons of information, but a kind of rule of thumb is some people are finding that it's not always true, but usually your organically grown fruits and vegetables start with a number 9, and they have a 5 numeral PLU code, and usually your genetically engineered fruits and vegetables have a 5 number PLU with a preface of 8. So just think 9 organic, 8 genetically engineered.
Just look at the number of lesions on mammograms.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, some people are saying that they've changed that. That's not always true, but it's a start. And shop at places like Harris Teeter, shop at places like Whole Foods, and Trader Joe's, and more are getting out there that label stuff organic and will let you know what's organic. And lots of times people say, well, I'm going natural. Well, growing natural does not mean that it's not a GMO. You can take genetically modified seed and you can plant it naturally outside. Do you see what I'm saying? It has to be certified organic, and certified organic means that it's not genetically modified.
That's good to know, Gabriel. We're running out of time here, but I do have a few minutes left, and I wanted to talk to you, change the subject a little bit, back to the miracle.
All right.
For those of you who know Gabriel, you know that she is the founder and director of the Eastern Miracle Movement. She's been doing this for years and years. Gabriel, I just wanted to ask you, a lot of people are talking about a shift that's coming. Clairvoyantly, what do you say?
You said a shift, like SHIFT, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a ship or a shift. They're always calling for a shift. They called for a shift on December 21st, 2012. Didn't happen. Many times through history, they've called for it. We're constantly in a state of flux as human beings. You're a soul having a human experience. I do believe, because our bodies have become more aware of time, that we have went into a different, little bit of a different shift or a flux. But do I think there's a major one where we're all of a sudden going to wake up and be in the 4th or 5th dimension? I do not. I'm sorry. I hope that happens, and that would be wonderful. But I'm just not finding that to be true. We're born alone. We die alone. We're all accountable for our own fates. We manifest our own realities. And I'm a firm believer in manifesting your today, tomorrow, and your tomorrow today. And, a lot of people are always going on about all these crazy predictions, and they don't come to pass. And we've talked about this before. And I say worry about where you're at right now instead of, worrying about this shift in this fantasy land. Well, why not fix where we are here on the planet? Why not focus on what we're doing today and make it better tomorrow by doing things like getting rid of GMOs?
I agree 100%. Now, while I've got you here, you've just written recently a new book, and the book is called Psalms of My Soul. Can you tell us about that, where we can purchase that book?
What Psalms, like PSALMS, Psalms of My Soul. And I thought I have one right here, because I am recording this for Ageless Knowledge as well. And here it is. It's Psalms of My Soul. And it's just a little book. It's more like a workbook of affirmations for people, meditations. It's just a book I made for people to help them work through things. It's not a profound work of literature or anything. It's just a little workbook.
That is wonderful. And I can't wait to get my hands on that and read it.
I'm pretty sure I sent you one. Didn't I send you one, Steve? I'm sure I sent you a signed one.
Maybe you did.
think I sent you one for Christmas, but go ahead.
Well, you did, I appreciate it. It flatters me to get an autographed copy. Do you have anything coming up? Any leadership events, investigations, vacations you'd like to tell us about?
Vacations. Well, I'm actually getting ready to go to the Bahamas, and I really look forward for some downtime. We're getting ready to launch our Roku, whatever you want to call it. Different people pronounce it different ways. Channel. I'm really excited about that, but I can't talk a whole lot about it right now. So we've got some exciting shows coming up. We're going to start vlogging, live video vlogging on September the 1st. Me and Anastasia Christine. Her website is chakrareader.com. And we're going to do 100 Days of Consciousness, and we're going to start with a cellular meditation. We're going to give tips on meditating, tips on beauty, tips on, our health, just lots of stuff like that.
That is great, Gabrielle. We are running out of time. I wish I could get this frog out of my foot. You've been a great guest, and that is a very, very interesting topic and experience you had with our social media. So remember out there, guys, Big Brother is listening. And Gabrielle, thanks again. Always a pleasure to have you on. You're welcome to Alternative Frequencies anytime.
All right. Well, thank you for having me, and you have a great night, and give that baby a kiss for me, okay?
I will, and it's been my pleasure. Good night.
Good night, sweetie. Bye. All right, everyone. That was my interview with Steve of Alternative Frequencies. I should be watching my camera, but I cut it off. So hopefully this recorded, and you guys have a great night. Bye.